Hatu Japanese. I can't pronounce that. Togarashi.
Togarashi, what does that mean?
So I'm gonna find I stirred all my food together, but I'm gonna find a bite of meat to put it on. To try.
I like mac and cheese and pork separated.
Alright, we're gonna try one more thing.
On the broccoli? Oh, it's by itself.
Because it's literally not spicy. That's
It's
not
got
even hot sauce.
I was gonna say, it's got a little itty bitty bit of spice.
I don't like this
Not
stuff.
even spice.
I guess when you do it on your finger, like, without the meat, it's a little bit more spicy, but...
Does it give you a little tiny bit of a hint of, like, reminding you of mayo a little bit, weirdly?
I'm gonna do something else weird.
Well, that ain't weird. You don't like the flavor.
I guess, yeah, it's not weird. But I'm just literally pouring it all over my food. Matt made broccoli, pasta, and meat, and for some reason I decided to stir it all up.
Well, I mean, it's like broccoli cheddar and then with a meat in it.
Fair.
It's because it's 4 cheese pasta. Okay, so since we reacted to the Karjitsu, we watched Ultimate Tire Wrestling. And that's we mentioned that when we were reacting to just the list of stuff where they had to try to shove 51% or more of their opponent into a tire. And just like the Karjitsu, there's no commentary. The people that are in the background are dead silent. And I'm just watching the Excel World Championship, and there's more crowd noise, more fanfare for that than tire wrestling. The tire wrestling and Karjitsu, because you can see the car from Karjitsu in the background, are in a room maybe the size of our basement that obviously has a garage door to get the car in. And it's just like, it reminds you of like a place where like if you came across a real snuff film in the 90s where it would have been filmed, it was just like lowest production value possible. And just the silence. I mean, you get like the one dude by the end on the tire wrestling was breathing so hard, all you could hear was him going, it was just like, I mean, it wasn't really that interesting. Like the Karjitsu was mildly interesting because they were kind of actually doing jujitsu-ish stuff in a car. And they were allowed to choke each other with a seatbelt and stuff. So that was kind of interesting. The tire wrestling, besides, I think, one guy getting set on top of the tires, because, I mean, they're stacked on their sides. You got to get them down in the hole. Besides the one guy getting the one dude thrown up on top. But that's like I was telling Megan at that point. That'd be hard. You'd have to get them, like, foot first or head first as you put them up there. Because otherwise, it's like you sprawl out your arms or legs. Or you just, like, tighten up your back, whatever it is, and you're not going in the tire. And one guy got a dude up on top, like, twice, I think. 2, maybe 3 times. And that was the closest they got to completing it that way. But then you get, that got him control time. But, yeah, it's just weird that, like, that and Karjitsu, where people are actually fighting, are just to dead silence. And then the same thing happened on this one where it's at the beginning it says, here are the rules of tire fighting, and then it just shows some people tire fighting with nothing. Like, I think in both cases there was supposed to be voiceover saying, hey, like, you can do this and this while they're showing things, and then you got to try to get them in the tire, kind of like with Karjitsu. But yeah, I mean, there's actual commentary on Excel. Every single other thing, speed chess, the commentators were intense. Just these things that you'd think would be kind of calm or have like crowds yelling or commentators flipping out. And then tire wrestling and Karjitsu, the things you'd kind of expect to have sort of a UFC-ish vibe, but obviously way lower level. Having people in the background being like, yeah, get him. Get the seatbelt. Or get him in that hole or something. It was just silence. But besides an occasional thing from the dude running the thing saying, like, being like 2 minutes left, or that's 30 seconds of control time, or, you know, or make with the tire wrestling, if they get on the floor, it's like, get back up so you're closer to getting in the tire. So it'd be stand up, like that was it. It was odd. That's actually another thing about it too, is as the people are fighting on that, it's because I can't remember what it stands for, but it's PLN something. Not something network, but when they're talking in the beginning, they just do, and the one dude rattled off about 7 things. They just do weird types of fighting, and it just, you feel kind of bad for them because it feels like they're people that were maybe at one point really hoping they could make something like the UFC. And then all of a sudden they're on this thing where they're doing jiu-jitsu in cars or trying to shove each other in a tire. And I think one of them said like they were slap fighting. And the one that was huffing and puffing, I made the joke. I'm like, it sounds like he's about to go have a cigarette right after this. But yeah, it was just kind of weird because the one dude had slap fought, did the car jitsu and the tire wrestling. The other dude had done those. Plus, there was something he called grab something or another. Yeah, it was just, I don't know. Because yeah, even if the other like 4 or 5 fighters that were there that weren't selected to fight were in the background going, "Yeah, get him," like. But it's almost like everybody, either they leave or they're just sitting there being like, "Oh, this is boring," even though there are other ones that can be selected to fight next. Yeah, and that's another thing, because they never really said, "Hey, we're coming to you live from blah." I mean, weird, indescript, windowless room, I guess. But Excel Championship has a crowd. It's in Vegas. There's people from Australia and Canada. There's people from all over the world in this. Everything else is at least people from all over the country, and it's either at the Ocho where they film all the stuff like the slippery stairs, kickball, wiffle ball, basically all the outdoor sports. Then there's also an arena where they did the dodgeball. But that's at one place in South Carolina that they bring to be the Ocho. It's like the headquarters of the Ocho. But then everything else that isn't in that, it's like in Vegas. And then like the jump rope championships had tons of people from Europe and Asia. And it was in Colorado Springs, which I don't know why you wouldn't do Denver, but yeah, it's like, those were probably just some random dudes they rounded up in a grocery store. I don't even know. It was just weird. Whereas, like, all the rest of the stuff at least has some production value, and actually a lot of it has really good production value, pretty good commentators, and then they also talk about, like, those things, it's just like, we're doing this, that's it. And I guess they give you a rundown of the rules with no audio. But all of these, they talk about, oh, yeah, like, in whatever year, this is what started it. Because, like, the wiffle ball thing, it was during COVID. A dude that moved back in with his parents built a wiffle ball field in the backyard in because, see, like, that dude that just got eliminated in Excel is from Poland. But he built a wiffle ball field in the backyard, and they just started playing wiffle ball. And then all of a sudden, it's like, I think there's 8 teams and something like 50 total people that are in this wiffle ball league that's just the Seattle area. And yeah, I mean, it's like, and then, like the roof football thing where they're throwing a football at a vent on a roof. There were people from and same with wiffle ball. There were people from all over the country, but there's people from all over the country. And it was kind of the same thing. It was like someone was just screwing around at some point and made some rules for throwing a football at a pipe on a roof. But yeah, I mean, it's like that one is just like, we're doing tire wrestling. Oh, like, interesting. Every other thing on the Ocho tries to explain its history a little bit, where it came from. Yeah, I don't know. It was just weird. It was like those guys got gathered up like girls that got on the Bang Bus back in the day. Or Fake Taxi. Which, I mean, that was probably all fake, too. They probably weren't actually just random chicks. But still, I mean, it's just like... I mean, like, listen to this. These guys are talking about Excel while the tire wrestling and car jitsu were dead silent. Like, this level of excitement about to hit right here. Over Excel.
5 seconds, Willem the mathlete. Come on, can you do it?
Willem was the first of it, I love it.
3 seconds. It's just 3 seconds. Whoa. Look at that. Look at that. Amazing. Wow. Saved. Look at that. By a bonus question. That's a mathlete right there. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Amazing work. Whoa, knocked the mustard off of Adam's hot dog.
Oh, jeez.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one.